fuck is going on with this stupid thing? Is it working now? It like got confused about the stream key and like it launched without my clicking the launch and was still sending stream data from the last stream even though this is a new key.
Sam Smith subscribed to the channel.
Thank you, subscriber.
Ritu subscribed to the channel.
Is my mic really that fucking low? I'm like right in the damn thing. Let's try to do this. If it fails again, I'm done. I will not try a fourth time. Mic test. Is this working? Mic test. Hello. Let's paint some fucking models. Between the hello everybody, welcome back to the third attempt to do a stream today. Between the lack of sleep, the pre-stream meeting, being late, and now all this shit going wrong, all the energy has been sucked out of my body entirely. I want to go back to sleep. And I very nearly just did instead of trying to stream. But I said I'd stream every day, so I'm going to stream every day. We're going to go till I'm done, and I'm going to make no promises. But what we are going to do is paint a little bit of speed paint. That is a promise. And I think we can get away with a dry palette probably for that. Believe it or not, I actually primed these fucking models. And we're going to be working on a set for 2 community members. Well, 2 sets for 2 community members. I've got the Legend Killer and Wang. So they're going to get painted up. These are kind of incidental. Because they're just the same colors as the Legion of Vega mechs we're working on. But the main offering here is a set for a local community member, and these need to be done for Battletech Day Sunday. My intention is to go down there. Ugh, god damn, I'm so tired. We have a white here. We have a Komodo. We have a Hatchet Man. This one didn't get hit all the way with the primer. Lame. We got the Hitosumi Kozo. This has got some pretty bad scarring, actually. Hopefully we can make that disappear. And we've got a Tenchi. And since I was already doing 5 and had some extra models left over, I decided to throw in a few bonus mechs for the client. We tossed in a Mad Cat. I went for the variant that has twin ERPPCs and then forward and rear facing SRM6s. So I went for a nice weird variant that's not available via Catalyst models. And then I also included a Thor, or Summoner. And this one has, I think it's a PPC, a Gauss rifle, and an SRM6. Again, a variant that is not available in Catalyst plastics. So I tried to do some interesting things. Luckily, these are the same Legion of Vega paint schemes that I did for that Berserker. I think it was about this time last year, honestly. And it's really simple paint up. So we're gonna dig into that. It should go all right. I'm gonna paint till I'm done, and then just call the stream. So today is weird, funky whittle energy, funky wonky dweems. I'm hoping by the end of the stream I'll be in better spirits, but I'm kind of in a state, y'all. Kind of in a like somewhat pissed off state, and I'm gonna try to not let that affect the stream today. So gonna aim for, if that's getting to me, we'll call it instead of continuing to push through. I will not make a 4th attempt today, but let's try to at least get an hour's worth of work in on camera. There's a certain amount of like, I not only want to have to uphold my intention to do a stream every day, but actually have like enough content in said stream that like if some rando found the channel and started clicking through streams, that there'd be actually something worth watching here. Not necessarily in the quality of the content, but just having some content rather than a big spread of me just sitting there bitching about the fact my computer decided to update everything at stream time. I'm pleased that it appears the Logitech software has updated without much issue. And the Windows update seems to be half-ass stable. It looks decently stable, so maybe, just maybe, it didn't completely break computer's functionality. Anyhow, we're gonna dive in. I'm gonna film a little bit of this Yinlo Wang. So I think that's what we're gonna work on today as well, is getting a few shots for a 10-minute minis episode about speed painting a pre-described paint scheme, or speed painting a named character, I think is more accurate. I'm so fucking tired though. I'm so fucking tired. I did not sleep. I keep waking up like an hour and a half before my alarm. So it's like I'm not getting that last REM cycle, even going back to sleep. God, I'm so tired. We may just go for like 90 minutes and then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm dead tired. So let's see how much we can get done at least. All right, so we're gonna show off our Wang and our Legend Killer. We're gonna scoot them to the side. We're gonna grab this and scoot it. We're gonna show the camera our contrast paint. We're gonna pour some out. The beauty of Wang is that he's all over white. So that can work as our like foundational point, starting point. And I think we're gonna use this here 4 brush. If the camera would focus on it. But it's kind of blue. It's kind of blue-green on the tip. So we're gonna get out our acetone and we're gonna clean the fucking thing. And then we're gonna look around and realize the paper towels are not here. And have to get up and go find a fucking paper towel. I think I left the whole roll in the damn bathroom. So yeah, let's go get that. Let's dig in. Just gonna hit this all over with our Apothecary White speed paint. I don't know if y'all are aware, but it was the Apothecary White that turned me on to actually using speed paint. Because this shit is magical. If you want really good looking white, this stuff works really well. These models are base coated with Citadel. I didn't want to use Citadel. I got out my Rust-Oleum 2X spray paint to hit these with a cheeky prime job last night. Mostly because I thought it'd be funny to do the whole like I'm spray painting indoors thing again. And my Rust-Oleum was like, it's like it had no pressure. It was just like squirting out liquid in like a really patchy, splattery pattern. So I'm not sure what that was all about. So I ended up switching over to the Games Workshop nonsense. You know, the $23 can of primer. It's insane. It's also it's kind of like it's kind of meh primer. It's got like a really chalky, dusty feel on the texture of the surface of the model. It sucks. It's really bad. GW primers are bad. I guess the only real advantage of them is that they match Games Workshop colors. So, you know, whatever their weird stuff they got going on. I also want to point out, I tried cleaning up this model, cleaning up some of the mold lines, and I don't know if y'all have worked with Catalyst models and actually tried to clean them up, but like, you kind of can't. If you go to cut off mold lines and stuff, it just leaves little bits of PVC clinging on the model and sticking off. I hate these models so much. I love the sculpts, but man, they suck. And I think it's fair to say that, like, for most people, that's not an issue. I think unless you're doing like detail painting and you need the mold lines to not show up, it's not really an issue. But I don't know if any of y'all out there have noticed, but the mold lines get more apparent when you put paint over top of them. And there's so many unnecessary mold lines. Like, I don't understand how it's possible to have so many mold lines on the model. It's like every single part came out of a like 3 or 4 piece mold. Like, this guy has a mold line that runs completely down the leg, and then also a mold line that runs across the foot, but this is obviously a single piece, the legs. I just don't understand. Like, I can't wrap my mind around how you make a mold like that. All right. Something's off about our speed paint today too. I think it's kind of concentrated since the last I've used it. I don't know if y'all caught that I was peeling gunk out of the lid of this fucking thing. But I think because this had a buildup of crusty and like the corner was up, I think this has been drying out and losing liquid. Because GW pots are fucking trash and belong in the trash. Alright, how do I deal with this? It's just like straight up gray. There's like no contrast effect happening. I may have to reprime this model now. Let me try thinning it out. Not really making a good case for contrast paints, am I? Stuff is usually good, but I guess it's only good if it's a brand new bottle and hasn't started to fail. Amen, brother. Hello, Mr. Commander Shepard. Long time no see. Today's a weird energy day. I'm really tired and a little fed up. How about a high resolution version of this image? Alright, so think we're just gonna paint it everywhere with gray, and then we're gonna go back with the red afterwards. Yeah, looks like thinning this out made it actually start to perform like a contrast color. I'm gonna have to repaint that Wang from the start because it is really bad. The whole thing is just gray instead of apothecary white, and that's because my contrast paint is in a pot that had a poorly fitting lid and has mostly dried out and concentrated its contents. I have to assume at this point that Games Workshop continues to put out pots based on data on sales rates and no other consideration. I find it hard to believe that they intentionally like keep them so shitty so you'll keep replacing your spilt Nuln oil, but I would not be surprised if that skews the data in favor of these really god-awful pots. And it really sucks too, because I find that the contrast paints are mostly superior to the other types. I really don't like the express paints at all, and the speed paints are fine, but they're really flowy. They're a lot more liquidy than the contrast paint, and sometimes they're oh man, the fucking mold lines on this. It's just... I think my issue here, I know it's just like, this is the bitching stream, I guess. And I don't mean to keep railing on Catalyst, but my god, these fucking mold lines are so bad. And you know, mold lines are a normal part of hobbying. Don't get me wrong. Even like really high quality produced metal minis and whatnot are going to have mold lines. Even Games Workshop models and who's a comparable plastic producer, they all have mold lines. But they're also not made of PVC, and you can actually remove the mold lines. Catalyst models, you kind of just have to accept them as part of the sculpt, and they're really fucking egregious. I hate Catalyst plastics. Give me that sweet Iron Winds metals, please. More of that, please and thank you. I know that there's some of the sculpts available as metal. Like, you can get the Catapult and the Shadowhawk and whatnot. I know the Game of Armored Combat duders are available in metals. I thought the resin would be an improvement too, but I actually saw some pictures of the bull shark, or the hammerhead recently. And their premium resin is really bad. It's really, really bad. It's just as bad as what's going on here. Yinlo Wang, I don't know what to do here. I may have to like fully reprime this model. I could maybe bring it back with a dry brush. I'll try that, and then if it doesn't work, I'll strip it tomorrow. Let's get in here. Let's put some water back in my speed paint here. So do I have any medium left? Not really. There's a tiny bit in there. If we need to thin it out again, I'll run some water through this thing and pour it in there. paint pots are planned obsolescence. They go bad, so you have to buy more. Yeah, they're so bad. They're so fucking bad. And you know, it's part of it is this new design. Like these, like this doesn't stay open. You have to like bend this bit right here to get the lid to hang on it. And then when you do that, the paint cakes up around the rim and it creates a real big problem. Yeah, it sucks. And they had better pots back in the day, like the little hex pots with the black plastic lids. They had a nice snap down lid that actually, well, it didn't cake up. Look, this is already, I've cleaned this thing out, and that back corner still doesn't go down. You know, and that's because of this shitty, like, soft plastic nonsense. GW, please. I know that, like, the company is big enough that they don't need anybody's individual business, but they make no effort to care about the individual customer. It's kind of a big picture thing with them now, and that's just like, that sucks. 'Cause, I mean, being into GW stuff like circa 2003, 2004-ish, when they still cared about the consumer, it was a different ball game for sure. All right, let's get our Legion of Vega thing going on here on these mechs. And if I recall correctly, the way I did it before was to do like the head, and I did the melee arm in white last time I did this, and then most of the mech in red. So I think what I'm gonna do is to keep like half yawning. It's the weirdest sensation. I think what I'm gonna do is, if the mech has, it's a weird choice. If the mech has like a clear defined single side that's a main armament, we'll do one arm in white. If they're even like this Komodo, we'll do both arms in white. So it's real simple contrast paint stuff today. We'll probably make this low impact, because I'm completely fucking drained at this point. Yeah. We'll apply these speed paints, maybe do some dry brush work, and call it. I'm gonna gear up tomorrow for a more in-depth paint stream that'll last a little longer. Why is that notifying me on the phone? Is Babink working, by the way? Did I silence it? Is that why it's coming to my phone? It's a weird little bit of something right here. Can't get that off here. I'm tempted to go in and do part of the legs in white, but this is meant to match a paint scheme I've already painted once before. And actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna stick with that paint scheme, maybe. Like, to the T, even. Maybe not. I'm sitting here thinking I could do like the one side in white. It may still be the way. We'll see, we'll see. I think it might look cool even on these mechs that have like the kind of symmetrical loadout. Like, would this Tenchi look alright if only the right arm was in white? I think it might. I think it may very well. I do think we're going to match this Komodo down the middle, though. Just like that Tenchi. It should look kind of neat when they're done. Okay, excellent. Now that was good. That was a good yawn. None of that half yawn nonsense. All right, so head goes white. And you know what? I think we are gonna do the asymmetrical thing. The paint scheme is white head, white right arm, and the rest in red. Let's consult a Legion of Vega real quick, though. Legion of Vega camo specs. Images. Okay, there's a lot of variation in it. There's a whole lot of variation. It kind of seems like you can do whatever the heck you want, and they're gonna look Legion of Vega. I need to just make a decision and go with it. We're doing asymmetrical. That's what we're doing. We're getting into it. We're doing the thing. It's heads and then the right arm. We head, then right arm. Maybe a few little bonus details here and there. And we'll find a spot on the body to freehand the little rat symbol. Yep. Even if it's a symmetrical build, we're gonna do this asymmetrical paint job. And that's just because the original mech, sadly I don't have a picture handy, I should have prepped one, was that berserker, and he's got a white head and a white right arm. And that's it. The rest is red. So these are going to be mostly red Cretan mechs. Yeah, they just kind of do their thing with the colors. Not even sure the whole Legion uses the red-gray scheme. No. And the thing I'm going for here is more of a red-white even. Which is fine, because we're also doing the Wang. This is Eschabaum's Hatchet Man, by the way. If you guys aren't aware of Eschabaum's sculpts, check him out. He's on boosty.to. Where's my fucking hobby knife? There it is. This one, unlike so many others on there, it's free. I was shocked to find an interesting and unique Hatchet Man that was not just another copy of the MechWarrior Online sculpt. Slap a little gray white on here. It's the same with the Mad Cat. I think what we can do is just this whole nose area. Whole front and nose will go gray. We'll leave these little bits that kind of stick forward. They'll be red, and the pieces up here, those will also be red. And then we'll do the one arm in white here as well. Oh, these are going to look great. See how much we can do in another, like, hour and a half, 2 hours. I am tired enough that I think a nap is like, I have to go back to sleep. Alright, so the white gets a white head. And it gets a white right arm. All right, cool. Excellent. That's foundational work done. And we can move on to doing a little red, do some relaxing work. A little digging in, getting it done. Now, I can't remember if I did Blood Red or Blood Angels Red. I think it was Blood Angels Red, if I recall correctly. I may have even bought the Blood Angels Red for this project. So I think that's what we're going to use. I'm going to use the Citadel contrast. And I think I'm going to put a pin in Wang and the Legend Killer, so where my head's a little more clear. And I'm not so tired, and I can film it. It needs to be filmed. So I'm going to put those to the side. I thought I was going to work on them today. Today has been full of surprises. Alright, Blood Angel's red. Is this one also gunking up? It's starting to in the back. Let's pick a spot. Maybe right here. I think we may need to thin it some. I'm gonna put like 3 drops of water in there. Not much, just a little bit. We're gonna start spreading this goop all over our boys. Our boys in red. Same brush, this is our 4 round. I'm gonna make a nice, beautiful red. And if y'all aren't aware, Locust Labs models have all this like surface creeping that they end up taking the contrast paint really well. We were talking about the shared design language recently about these models. The Locust Labs sculpts have like all the little surface details kind of move outwards from the mech, whereas Catalyst models have like an inwards aesthetic where all the panel lines are like the armor panels themselves are chunky and they have the deep creases that move inward. I need this. Alright, so we want to get this really close to the gray, but not on it. I think it's important when you're working with this stuff to, you know, remember every now and then to slow it down and cut in your paints like a traditional paint. Like most of the body here, we're just pushing it around really quick. But then we've got these parts here on the head where we want to really get in there and be careful to cut the color in right up to the border and try our best to not have any spillover, because this red will immediately overwhelm our gray and completely destroy it. So we just, again, be real careful. Cut it in. All right, that looks decent. We'll do a quick dip of the brush and then unload some of it onto the leg. And then we're going to come back in here and we're going to try to really carefully cut in our red. All right, a little bit more here. Once we get the brush mostly unloaded, be really careful to control our application. Be very careful. Just like a C-shaped shoulder joint thing here. I'm trying to fill that in red. There we go. Let's hit that torso. All right. We'll do like some little bits of metallics. We'll do a little dry brushing. We're going to keep these paint jobs nice and perfunctory, nice and simple. Do up the bases in a really fun, kind of rocky, muddy look. Is always astounding to me how much work these speed paints can put in. Or it's not a speed paint, it's a contrast color, but you know, same difference really. I hated on them so much when they first hit the market, and now I'm definitely a believer. I think they are especially good for beginners. And don't get me wrong, you still need to learn your basic techniques and whatnot. But yeah, being able to get that kind of work done with a contrast is pretty awesome. I don't see and miss spots immediately. That's something to always keep an eye out for while you're doing this. Because if you miss a spot now, you'll have to go back in and put more color over it, and that's gonna affect things for sure. Anywhere we see little white spots, fill them in now. All right, that's our Thor. Let's move on to the next mech. I think this Komodo will be a good experiment to see how well we can cover over this gray that we've already done. And it looks fine. It's a little darker than the rest, but we can balance that back out with dry brushing later. It looks fine. All right, so this boy, we want to be careful to cut it in right up next to this panel change here, and that's a tight spot, but I think we can just about control our brush enough to do it. You know what? I think this piece of armor right here probably should go red. Yeah. We're just gonna have that whole head assembly kind of sticking out of the red body right here. Let's really get in there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe there's something to starting with the more difficult spots. And we'll run this right to the ball joint. Right up to it. All right. Get it going. Popcat. It's a poppin'. What would a group of popcats be known as? Didn't we talk about this before?
And a double helping of gravy.
It's like a cacophony or something. How about like a symphony of popcats? How many would it take to be a symphony? Something like that. Who's responsible for this? Ah, yes. It's so funny. What does 10 million mean to the man with a trillion biscuit coins? I tried to make that rich man thing cost more, but that's the upper limit. Was 10 million. All right. I think we just about have this cut in close enough that we can start being a little more loose about our brush work. We just need to cut in across the top here. So we'll start on the AMS, and we're gonna get our brush pressed down, and then we cut it in. And I keep calling it cutting in because it's just like cutting in when you're painting a wall. You get that paintbrush like flexed out to the right size, and you don't change that. It's just on a smaller scale. All right. This guy's coming along. I'm happy with the decision. I think the asymmetry is going to look really nice, and it will keep them all looking nice and coherent, cohesive. It's going to be a believable unit. Is that a support? I think that is a support that I missed. There's something reverse exploded, yes. I wonder if the biscuit coins can get so high that it crashes Streamlabs. I don't think so. Come on, man. You know what? I don't think that's a support based on how tough that is to cut off. I think it's just poorly sculpted, because there's a little bit right here that kind of matches that one. This one's just like wedge shaped. It's like the sculptor didn't quite get it right. They were maybe working with individual vertices instead of adjusting the overall composition of the shape there. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum. Oh, I'm so tired. I think what we're gonna try to do, we're gonna make all these boys red. Hang out here for a little bit. I'm gonna fucking take a nap. Because I am dead tired. We'll be back tomorrow in the afternoon after this. I would say the normal noon time, but I have some packages that need to go out for eBay. And realistically, I'm not going to get up early enough to hit the post office before a noon stream. Slink is a trillionaire now. Must admit that. Yeah, he is a trillionaire. He pushed the limit. Walked along the razor's edge. This is a support right here, and we're gonna remove it. Come on now. Man. Shit, that speaks to the quality of this Soraya tech. That was really tough. Our nice Blood Angels red all over these boyos. Looking good. Now we're going to do a once over looking for white spots. There's a little bit right here that needs a very tight cutting in. Okay. There's some right there. A bit here. If we miss any spots now, they'll really be visible later. So it is much better to clean it all up in this stage while we have this color out and it's wet. We can kind of half-ass avoid getting too many tide marks. Yeah, I think that looks great with the asymmetric arm. Heckin' fun. All right. Who's next? We need a new puddle of this stuff, actually.
We're talking about the thugs. T is for terrible, H is for
Talking
hell,
about the
U is for
thug.
ugly, and G
G
is for jail. Cause
because
a
a
thug
thug
can't
can't
spell.
spell. All right, new puddle of Blood Angels red. Again, we're gonna put a few drops of water in it. I think 3 ought to do. It's a very stout color. What time is it? 2:30. I'm gonna try to go another half hour and then reassess things. Ideally, I think what we could maybe do is get all of these lads painted up with the red, and then I'd probably still have time to get a nap in before the Dicks tonight. Dicks in the Dark streaming this evening, continuing their up and away, their Dungeons and Dragons in space. Is that a weird support? I think that is a weird support going on right there. But sure enough.
Well, butter my biscuits.
Butter my biscuits. Telling you, I'm fading actually. I'm fading. I'm fading. Looks like I'll be taking a month off painting, gotta pack and move. It's always tough. Doing a big move is really, really rough. I can't imagine. Last time I moved was 2009. I did do the little bit of a move with when they were fixing my apartment, if y'all recall. Those of y'all have been around for a long while. Yeah, I wish you good luck in the move, Mr. Slink. All right, we're gonna finish this model, and I'm gonna call it. I can't focus. I have no energy. I think my head was on a little better for a stream. On the first attempt when things went sour at noon. I'm completely drained. I'm devoid of energy. I'm going to finish this boy's red. I'm going to put a pin in this project. I think what we'll do is when I wake up, I'll go through and put the rest of the red on these fellers, and we'll get back into these tomorrow and start doing dry brushing and metallics and finish this lance and hopefully just 2 days. I do need to take a second and preemptively apologize to some of y'all who I've promised lances to. I am still going to paint them. If I do not get to your promised December lance by the end of December, they will continue into January. And if you're a community member, just know you may get reached out to about getting a freelance of Mechs painted up at some point as well, provided this community continues at a upward trajectory into 2025 and into growth. I'd like to eventually make the rounds to all of y'all who actively participate, all y'all Discord friends. Get you some lances painted up. So if you're catching this via the algorithm after the fact, and that sounds like something fun to you, Make sure to sign up for the Discord, join the community, come hang out, show us what you're working on. And if you want to show support for this channel and order your own lance, make sure to check out my offers on Fiverr. Slink says, "Hey, push mine off to last. The move will delay the delivery anyway, so don't stress painting mine." Yes, and we'll get to yours as well, Mr. Slink. All right, y'all. I'm fucking dead. I'm falling asleep. I think we got an hour in. I think we got an hour, and I think it satisfies the paint every day. I'm gonna be back at it tomorrow. We're gonna buckle in for like,
and there is no one that does it better.
8-9 hours. We'll do a marathon tomorrow. When I wake up, I'm gonna get these boys reddened, and we'll dig in and start working on them. Anyhow, I apologize for the low energy and the bizarre day of cursing into the microphone and shit. But yeah, that's all I got. I can't. So as always, I want y'all to remember to be happy while you're painting, even if you're low energy or having a bad day. Remember that embracing the hobby can sometimes lead to better outcomes and better moments in your day. So grab your brush and start painting if you have it in you. Anyhow, yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. That's the truth. So have a wonderful day, y'all. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 12 of Paint Stream Every Day Challenge. All right, bye-bye.